everybody, and welcome to New Jersey Real Estate Training, your number one resource for free realtor training in the Garden State. My name is Dave Blinder. I'm a licensed real estate agent at eXp Realty, as well as a mentor for our brokerage. I'm here to help you whether you're an aspiring or newly licensed agent or a seasoned veteran in our industry. For today's video, we're going to be taking a look at customizing the KV Core agent website. So here at eXp Realty, we pay a mere $85 a month technology fee, and that gives us a lot of great tools, including our own customizable website, which is very powerful. I find my clients love that website. So we're taking a quick look at what the public sees right now on my website. My URL for this website is davidblinder.exprealty.com. That's your default domain. It's typically going to be your first and last name.exprealty.com. So I can email this link out to folks. It's publicly visible. I can post these links on Facebook or email them out. So we call this an IDX type website where it pulls in the newest listings regularly. It's updated in real time every few minutes. So this is what the public sees when they first load up my website. Yours would be the same depending on what MLS you're assigned to. We can see on the bottom that this particular website is pulling the listings from Garden State MLS. I do have a different website I pay for that links my KV Core to New Jersey MLS. Your KV Core website will only be linked to one MLS, so you'll determine which one that is. You must be an active and paying member of the MLS to receive these listings on your website. We've got our office information here as well. The look will stay the same depending on what MLS you're in and how you customize it, but the listings change. And you can see these are listings in Morris County, New Jersey, and I've customized this a bit. We're going to be taking a look at what I've done to make my website my own. This is the main website, what it loads up to. Then we have different tabs up here that are interactive and really nice options. We do have an advanced search option for our listings up top of the website. First, you can default to county views. You can type in towns, which seems to pull up school districts, which is fine. All homes should belong to a New Jersey school district. Or they can just search also by these different categories: single family, residential rentals. You can actually eliminate some of these options if you chose to in the categories: beds, bathrooms. Here's your budget as well. Click the search. If you click down the more options, it leads you to a more advanced search field, which is actually the search tab. Gives us a cool map view that's interactive for your clients, leads, and prospects. Really nice. I think it's similar to Zillow. I really enjoy the build out that the Inside Real Estate company, who is the owner and creator of KV Core, has made for us. So your clients, leads, and prospects, they can click on the different numbers here to bring up individual listings and details and stuff like that. That actually brings up the individual listing page by clicking on that circle area. Your prospects can click the save or favorite button once they're logged in, and that will let you on the back end know that they have favored a property. It's a great call for action. They can enable a chat feature that will open up a dialogue with you as the agent. This is maybe more of an email-y type field. They can set up unique property alerts as well. They can share it. If we click on property alerts, it says you have to be logged in for that. They can log in with their Facebook account should they choose to. And if you're new to KV Core, it wouldn't hurt for you to register on your own website as well to take a look at the processes they're going through. So now we've got a custom cart set up for property alerts and saves and stuff like that. If you click on the property email alerts, we can take a look at what that looks like. There are different search fields here where they can unsubscribe and stuff like that. So clicking over to the Sell tab is a really cool, handy-dandy custom home valuation, kind of like a Zillow estimate that can be viewed in real time. There are actually unique links for every one of these tabs on your website. So as an agent, you can copy and paste the Sell tab out. You can post it to Facebook. You can text it out to your client, stuff like all that good stuff. So these are really useful tabs on the agent side as well to maximize your use of your KV Core website. So that sell or home valuations, like an instant CMA, is very powerful as well. If you're new to KV Core, you can just enter your own home address there and take a look at what that looks like. I'm not going to do that right now, but that's okay. Under finance, as an agent, you can set up your preferred lenders. I've got a few more folks to add. I'm just getting started here. We can see I've entered one of my good buddies' names. I haven't forgot about you other folks here. And there is a contact tab for them. You can put their profile information as well. That's loading up my default contact information. Under other, we're just continuing to explore here. Agent profile. These are exclusive listings. Here's your default recruitment tab. This is lock and stock from eXp Realty. They all look the same. So it's David Blinder would be yourname.exprealty.com/recruit.php is the website. So it's a little bit of an agent attraction type screen. And this would prompt the prospect you're sending it out to engage you, to ask a question or answer some questions about themselves, and that will connect with you. What else have I done here? I have taken the time to input some of my testimonials. I will look at how adding them manually, but I also have it set to pull my Zillow reviews on an automated basis as well, which is a really nice feature. However, you could send your clients right here if you chose to, and they could enter a quick testimony about you as well. That adds a lot of credibility to you as you build that online rapport with your prospects and leads. Oh, there's stuff going on here. Okay. So our resources is a customizable type page, and we're going to see that I have actually added my own unique tab or category here under New Jersey homeowner tips. Didn't take me a whole lot of time. We're going to try to breeze through this stuff today, but I'll give you an idea of how I set that up if you have not configured your KV Core just yet. We'll look at adding these custom tabs. You can link this to your social media icons as well. We'll look at how that's done. That connects to an external link to the social media as well. So really nice feature there. If you're a new agent, I do recommend setting up your social media and getting your branding going. It's a lot of fun. It doesn't necessarily generate business off the bat, but it's a way for people to find you and a way to celebrate your successes and to connect with your target markets as well. So I have my Facebook, my Twitter, my LinkedIn, my YouTube, my Instagram all connected at the top. There's an active link button to call my cell phone. This should be an email as well. So this is what the public sees on my website currently. We have some great testimonials that I've spent some time filming for YouTube with my past clients. I'm very grateful for these folks. They're great people to do this for me. If you're new to the business, you should be looking to do these at each one of your closings. It's very impactful to have people speaking as your advocate for your brand. So if you haven't done this yet, don't worry, but it's always a good goal to lead up to. There's also a QR code for our app. We've got testimonials in the bottom. These are also interactive areas we cover, which can be customized. We'll see how we can do that. But these themselves are unique links. So if we click on any one of the town names, it brings up a handy dandy unique page with the town name, some of the most popular, most expensive listings. Interestingly, total number of listings. This is completely interactive, just like our listing carousels. Number of open houses. Some cool market stats on the town as well. I can't vouch for the accuracy. You should cross-reference these to your MLS and be on top of your local market. However, this is also a unique KV Core link, which you as the agent can share on social media. You can text it out, email it out, all that good stuff. So you should be taking advantage of these unique tabs that your website at KV Core is generating. So there's an incredible level of functionality here on our websites, even pulling up an interactive map to show you where these towns are and distinct neighborhoods in Bedminster, which is really cool. And I suppose it's going to sort our listings by that unique neighborhood too. So a lot of smart stuff going on our KV Core website. So again, that's what the public sees, and if they click on that eXp Realty icon, they go back to our main landing page, which has these widgets. That's what KV Core calls these, are widgets. Then below that, on my format, I have the testimonials, and then we have our listing carousels. The importance of knowing what these are called so you're able to customize them better. I know this is a lot to do, but take a deep breath and take your time. You can always rewind my video. There's other great learning resources out here. If at any time you need more help with that, you can reach out to me. Text me at 973-727-2037. If you're at eXp, hit me up on work chat. I will do my best to help you. I enjoy helping others as well. I was able to do this on my own. I believe you can do it as well. So that's what the public sees. So how do we change that stuff as an agent? So I'm going to log into my KV Core dashboard. Again, this is all included in that low $85 monthly fee at eXp Realty, coupled with our very generous 80-20 beginning commission split, which is easy to cap at. So this is kind of control center for KV Core. I think it's still loading and populating. And we'll look at my default dashboard. But first things first, if you're brand new to KV Core and eXp Realty, I would first recommend you go to this area in the top right where your name is and click down to My Profile, as your biography or your credentials are there. And this will matriculate and send down to your website. So you want to spend some time on this stuff. And you could see that I had links to my social media. This is how I did it, by clicking on the Edit Profile button. After clicking on my name and my profile, then you can click on Edit Profile. Most of this will be editable. You can update or upload your headshot here. You should do that. Agent ID, that's my MLS ID. Your NRDS number, your membership for the National Association of Realtors can and should be added here as well. Contact information, you can decide if you wanted to hide information, though you should not be hiding your office number on here. Default lenders, designations, there may be some options to choose from, or you can enter your own stuff here. The word realtor should always have the registered trademark R in a circle after it, as it is a registered trademark, and that's the way it's intended to be displayed. Licenses, I just punched in New Jersey real estate sales agent here. You could call yourself a realtor associate. That would be fine as well. If you're a broker associate, that would be a different entry here. You just hit return, and you could input multiple licenses should you have more than one license. We can see I've just entered my handle on social media. Make sure you enter this accurately, and that will create that link on Facebook. KV Core is smart, so you have to get any type of punctuation correct here, or spacing, or will not link accurately from KV Core to those social media icons that you see on top of the front-facing website. So again, we're in a Command HQ here. We're behind the scenes and setting this up of what the public's going to see. So we've got some position fields here. I've entered Realtor, real estate agent. Let's see if that will let me enter the registered trademark logo. It will. So let's do that the right way. That is how real estate agent is supposed to be entered. That should be populating in a minute, hopefully. We have our spoken languages, so that's a great credential. You can enter them here. You can and should. If you're a member of a team, that will populate here. Here is some information on our brokerage. Daily call, you could turn this off if you want to, but when you have active prospects or leads, this is going to prompt you to schedule to call these folks, and this is a good reminder, a call to action on your end. KV Core is not doing anything other than letting you know that you should contact these leads in your database, should you have leads in your database. I recommend adding your sphere of influence into your database with their permission, your friends and family, and maybe folks from past jobs, your sphere of influence. With their permission, you can try to add them to your database. As your first trial entry, add yourself as a prospect, your database, so you have somebody in there. About me is your biography. It's your time to shine and toot your own horn. So I like to add my service areas, your focuses like first-time home buyers, relocation downsizers. Maybe you're going for a luxury real estate agent and you're letting folks know that that's your focus. You're going big with your real estate license and you're working the high-end properties. Let those folks know that. I gave some background information. I think you want to keep it personal, keep it professional. Give folks a little flavor of who you are and your multi-dimensional personality, as we're all unique souls on this planet. You could add some pictures too to spice up your biography if you chose to, and that should be feeding into your KV Core website. So I'm not going to dive into all these right now. It's an overview. So once you have done that, you go over to your navigation bar here on your left side of KV Core and click over to the Web and IDX area. You can just click on that. So that leads you to this little dashboard here. We can see it's pulling my name, information, email address, and headshot, I believe, from that profile in the top right. That's why it's important to do that first. There are many, many different areas here. Don't get overwhelmed. Deep breath. If I click on my settings area here, we've got a few different templates. You can mess around with them. I think the hero is the default one. Just different ways of displaying information. Template homepage widgets I do not have set up. You have different color schemes. Pick your favorite color. Go crazy here. What I like about KV Core, sorry about that, and EXP, it's about making the experience your own. And I really enjoy that. You can take the time and have some fun with this and create your own color motif that's going to go with your signs as long as you're being compliant with our brand guidelines. You have some different stock background images to choose from. You can choose something prettier you like or that maybe reflects your target market. And you can add your own custom images as well. I haven't done that. You could hide some of the content should you choose to. Shouldn't be hiding your office information to best of my knowledge. So I have a selected mandate phone number for my leads. So when someone navigates to my website and begins clicking around, I want to take in their phone number so that I can reach out to them and follow up with them. We call that stickiness. So, the more information you require from people visiting your website, it could turn away some folks. However, maybe those are the leads you don't really want. Maybe they're not serious if they're not ready to give you their phone number. So I have the mandate phone number on. KV Core tells us it could increase the cost per lead and decrease lead capture rate, which I believe. You can choose the interval at which the visitors to your website are prompted to do that login screen. So I have mine set to prompt after one property view. You can choose a specified number of property views before they're required to create an account on your website. I think you can have a maximum of 10 property views. There's different intervals of how many times they can look at homes before that they're required to log in to continue your website. You could choose to not have your website visitors to register, and you might have more people that look at your website but obviously you're not going to be getting too much lead information then. You could do a prompt but not require visitors to register, and that may be a good option as well. So they could just close down the prompt but still proceed if they didn't want to at that point. So this is all arbitrary and certainly rooms for discussion as well. There could be some trial and error involved in what works best. Website title, as we can, maybe you can't see, it's very, very small on the top of my browser, but that's coming up as just the name of the website on the tab. So I have David Blinder, New Jersey licensed realtor with the R in a circle. And I think that that should be coming up in search engines the same way under the meta description. However, it is a misconception if you think that folks are just going to organically find your website as soon as you're licensed. There are many thousands of real estate agents in New Jersey as well as the country. So to appear in search engines, you need a lot of unique content. You need blog posts, you need real original video content, you need pictures, you need other folks linking to your website. That's how you get your website up there prominently among those titans like Zillow and Realtor.com and Redfin, because they're updating and working on their websites a lot. You would need to do the same to have any chance of coming up organically in a website. Of course, paid advertisements could be a shortcut to success, but there is always a price to pay, and that price to pay is coming out of your credit card or banking account if you want to do any type of advertisement, and you should be compliant if you're doing ads as well. So I've got my default recruitment text. I have not customized the header, body, or footer. I have not found a need to just yet. Chat widget I've kept the same. I do have my Facebook ID linked for chat, so that's a really cool way for my clients to connect with me through Facebook Messenger if they have questions. So you have to, again, find your Facebook profile. We can look at mine real quick. How did I get my name on Facebook? What if you don't know your Facebook name or handle per se? There are ways to set that up, but if you click on your name on Facebook and copy and paste that website or URL, just the handle after Facebook, that is what I've copied and pasted. So mine is Dave.blinder.denville is what I'm going with for now. That's my personal Facebook account. So I have inputted that into my Facebook ID for chat. So that is where you get your Facebook ID for chat. So if you go to Facebook and click on your little circle or your name and copy and paste that information after the .com, that's your Facebook user ID. Folks to interact with, we have our default office information, Valley Road, Montclair. That is where our friendly managing brokers are based out of primarily, although we are cloud-based, so we operate in all 21 counties proudly in New Jersey. We have no limits in the state, and we're in most of the country and forever expanding throughout the globe as well. Contact information. You could choose to hide testimonials. I've connected my Zillow reviews, which took some time. Setting up your free Zillow profile doesn't require money as a real estate agent. You can do that for free. You don't have to be paying for leads. So you need to use the same email address that you have for Zillow, and that's pulling up. That is what's pulling in what kind of looks like this review widget from Zillow for me. I've got my great brand advocates who have done me a solid by being my voice and talking up my services. I'm very grateful for you folks for doing this stuff. So that's pulling us in, and I have some also some manual testimonials as well on this testimonial tab, which is again testimonials.php from my KV Core site. That's what's going on there. You could have background YouTube videos playing. I'm not doing that. Deep breath. You don't have to do all this stuff to have a working website you like. You could go crazy. You can play around with this stuff yourself. If you have a YouTube channel, you can embed a background video. There are some paid services as well that will do all this for you if you really, really want to do some unique customizations for KV Core, but I think give this a crack yourself. The custom navigation area corresponds to these different clickable tabs on the top of my KV Core website that are interactive. So these are ways to rename them if there's a different word you'd like to use and have your leads and prospects click on. So I have set up some custom pages here. We'll look at that in just a moment. And I have those falling under new NJ Homeowner Tips is a custom category I created. So we're going to look at how I allocated those under the custom category. So we can see I have chosen some different custom navigation areas and custom pages as well. So we will look at how I set that up, of how I created custom pages on KV Core in just a moment. Different things you could hide if you didn't want to hide the finance tab or hiring link. Listing carousels, again, so if we go to the main screen here, let's identify the sections. So these are your pages and categories up on top of your KV Core website. Here's your social media links. Here's my picture. This is your default search bar, which I think is pretty static up top. That brings you to the advanced search. This is your title that you've entered. These are called widgets on KV Core that can be changed and customized a bit. We have a testimonial bar going through the center of my KV Core page right now. And now we're down to these interactive listing carousels that prospects can go left or right on, interact with. So listing carousel. So again, we're under website settings, general. Under web and IDX here, website settings, general is where we're finding them. These are basically shortcuts that you can hop around to the different parts of the website settings. So if you wanted to have these listings come up in a different way, you could do so here. So if you select area, you have to then select a town. The other options are having, and you can do, this is any combination you like. So you could have 3 carousels of just towns featured on your KV Core website if you chose to. You could eliminate the area just completely and have just listed, just reduced. My listings, I believe, are going to be exclusive listings you enter manually. So you may not have my listings, or it might just be pulling your listings off the MLS. I'll have to double check that. But anyways, I don't have that as an option on my website right now. I have the town where I live, just listed, just reduced. These are at your discretion. Choose your target market and work around it, I think. And I think people get excited to see the just listeds and just reduced as well. That's my psychology of KV Core. The manual listings sold will not display by default. That's stuff you have to enter if you wanted to celebrate some of your successes. That would be your option to do so by creating a separate page for that. Excuse me. You can grab a Google Analytics ID. That's not required. Doesn't affect the functionality of your website to create a Google Pixel or Analytics for your website. You don't have to do all this stuff to get up and running. Don't get overwhelmed. Slow down. This is not a race. Take your time with it. Work on your website for a few hours. Sleep on it. Come back to it. See what you think. Compare your website to other agents' websites. I think that's what I did when I was setting mine up. See what they did. And then figure out where in these settings you go to customize what they have done. Here's your tagline, and I'm going to enter that R for realtors. You should have it. Licensed New Jersey Realtor. So this is a way where you can customize what type of listings you do or don't want to come up on your carousels and also your search bar on KV Core. So let's make sure I'm on the right area here. I actually do have two websites, believe it or not. Um, One is linked to Garden State MLS right now. The other is currently listed to New Jersey MLS. So this is reiterating I'm on my Garden State MLS domain here. That's what I wanted to check. If we go back down to listings, that's how we jump back down to the properties that are featured. So, for example, if I took off contingent listings and hit the save button, let's see what happens here. And what if I now refresh my KV Core website by hitting the enter? Again, this is what the public sees. We can see that I've now narrowed down these results to single-family condos, multifamily land, and rental. So that is corresponding with this listings area under your website settings, Web and IDX, Website Manager, Website Settings, all the way towards the bottom is where you're finding your listings. For me, this was something that was important to customize. It's up to you what your priorities are. You can leave all of them on there. If you're primarily focused your business on luxury listings, potentially something like commercial, could that be intrusive if that's not how you want your prospects to perceive you? It's up to you. Potentially having more listings show on your website is more opportunities for you. Again, it's at your discretion of how you run your website and your business. But these are easily changed, so you can always revert back to prior versions if you want to. You can narrow down your counties. I don't know what the scrub area looks like. You can remove certain areas if you wanted to. Manual listings on a website. I don't have any manual listings entered right now, so that really doesn't matter. That's only if you have entered them. There's a way to do that under listings. There's your manual listings area. So I can click on that. It really doesn't matter at this point. That's if you had exclusives probably, or maybe some solds is what you'd be using that exclusive, the manual listing for. Polygons is that search field. I have not set up the polygons before, but I believe that's a different way of viewing these areas on the map. I haven't messed with it. You don't have to. I think popularity is a good way of sorting your listings. That's, again, up to you. See what you want to do. This is how these map view listings are going to be by default, although your prospects could define and sort them any way they want once they're in this area. Again, you have a link you can grab for this search field as well if you wanted to shoot this out on Facebook, by email, anything like that. There's a direct way to come up to send your friends, family, sphere of influence these listings. I've left my default listing type map. Continuing to scroll down, we've got our extra search options. And if you click this little, whoops, let me zoom out so I'm not overlapping that too much so I can see what you're seeing. That's why I'm looking on the right side here. Okay, I think you can see that anyways. So if I click that downward arrow under popular options, these are things that should be stemming from your particular MLS. Every MLS is going to be different. This website I'm showing you today is based off a Garden State MLS, so this is going to try to pull some of those. Looks like these are internal and interior and exterior features, I believe, is what Garden State calls a lot of these types of fields. We have our construction date and stuff like that. These may work with variable levels of success too. So I've chosen a few. There has to be a good interaction between your website and KV Core, so I can't vouch these all work 100% as well as they do on the actual MLS, which in my case, all of these listings that are on my website right now are coming from Garden State MLS. You could always fact check that. You have to be a member of course, your MLS and your Realtor board to join eXp Realty. If you have any questions about onboarding with those organizations, also please let me know. I'm happy to help and give out information on those kind folks and groups as well. So that's kind of how you get through your basic website settings here, your carousel, stuff like that. I don't know if there's a whole lot more I'm going to go through on this website. So you have, again, some different templates, different ways of viewing the information. You have your different color schemes, so you can pick your favorite color or the color of success and choose that. So I think it's a lot of fun to make this your own. Background image could be a lot of fun as well. Let's see if there's anything else I have not walked you guys through. Okay, here's some good stuff as well. There's plenty more stuff to go. So here, when we click on Web and IDX website content, completely different area. We can get back to those website settings we just looked at here. Site editor, for me, doesn't do a whole lot. It just kind of allows you to enter some text in here. I don't bother with that. You can add pictures or videos that way. I'm not doing it. You could. Give it a click. Check it out. So you can manually enter your testimonials here by clicking on Add Testimonial, as well as pulling in your Zillow reviews if you have them already. You click on the service area and SEO. This is where folks get to these service areas on the very bottom of your page. You could limit those. You could start from scratch, just enter a few. You could rename them if you wanted to. Say, for instance, example, just have Alamushi Township, which is what the MLS calls it, just called Alamushi. Fine. Hit save, and Alamushi Township, presto changeo. Let's see if this magic works. Now it's just Alamushi. So that is how you could customize how your town names are displayed if you wanted to, or eliminate some of them. These are pulling all of the fields that are present in your MLS that are showing up. That's where these are coming from. Under search engine SEO, search engine optimization. So potentially having more towns could benefit you for search engine optimization. That's a discussion for another day, though. If we click on custom pages, this is a really cool area here. These are some of the custom pages I have built. This does take some time as well. We can look at my custom pages. If you create a new page, oh, there's one of my business partners reaching out to me. Let's just take a look at, for example, so I created a video page. So I do a lot of YouTube stuff, obviously. We're filming for YouTube right now. Under helpful videos, I've created, excuse me, kind of a video landing page where I've embedded my videos from YouTube. Sorry about that, too much soda. How did I do that? Well, if we start from scratch, we click on new page here, and let's just title this whatever you want. This is should be short but sweet. Let's just call it video page for argument's sake, or blank page. Blank page is an easy name to remember. So under category, that is where you can create potentially a new one of these categories, or have this page fall under one of your pre-existing categories. So that's a decision up to you. So if I wanted blank page to fall under New Jersey homeowner tips, this is where I would do it. So you have your text options here. You can create live links. You can add some photographs and images to spice this up as well. There is a separate blog functionality that we'll look at for KV Core, so I recommend this as a place for resources. You could call this, recommended real estate, recommended home inspectors would be a fine name for a tab. Give your folks some options here, and maybe a link to their websites. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are folks I've had good experiences with. Here's their link. Joe the Home Inspector. Maybe put some graphics, less, I think that you have a higher interaction rate if you even pulled in some stock photography. There's some great free stock photograph sites out there. You could pull in images, in this case of a home inspector from their website, and then you can just link right to their website if you chose to. So that's one of many ways to implement these custom pages. Use your imagination or see what other people are doing. So that is how you would accomplish that. So I am not going to create the extra page right now. You can go back and edit your prior pages. You can open up in new windows here. So custom pages are a really cool feature. Um, don't get overwhelmed with it. Just get your website up and running at first and always come back to this stuff and realize, hey, I can do that later. Let's get my profile completed. Let's get the listing carousel set and let's do the custom pages, not on week 1, week 2, or week 3. This is not a race to get this stuff done. Take your time with it. I've done it all on my own. I'm certainly available to help you if you have any questions. I'm not going to write your content per se, but I can get you going. If you're already an active member of KV Core or looking into onboarding, I'm certainly available to try to give you free advice on this. Blogging is not something that I am actively doing, but it's a really, really cool feature. It's kind of like a custom page, but kind of not. It's kind of like journal entries. So each blog post should have a unique date. So, for example, let's say February market update. So you could pull in some graphics or articles if you wanted to. You could write in mortgage rates, 30-year mortgage rates. Just rose over 4%. Buy a house, buy a home before rates increase further. Whatever you want to type in, right? Or let's just put in hello world right now. I think one of those exists by example. So you have some options. You can do some really cool links here. These can be just one sentence. It doesn't have to take you long. You could just write write information on the town if you're going away on vacation or whatever you want to put here. If you're welcoming a team member, if you're celebrating your successes, enter some pictures here. I'm here to help with all of your real estate needs. Welcome to Dave's blog. Here to help with all of your real estate needs. I love working with both sellers and buyers, and it's my passion to help you achieve your dream home. Boom. Let's see what happens if I do. You can do save now, publish now, or save as draft. These can also be undone later, the blog posts. So these are coming right now. They're sorted by date updated. And if we go clicking again on that EXP logo brings you to your main page on the front-facing public view of your KV Core website. So if we scroll down, blog is right now currently located on other on my website. So I think this is actually pretty cool. So again, it doesn't take much of a time commitment. You might say, hey, this is a fun part of my business. I really want to document my journey as a realtor. I'm going to do at least something I can commit to is one blog post every Monday morning of what's going on, where am I showing homes, what are the hot markets, what's happening today, what am I learning. This is a great way to let folks know what you're doing and to make it personal, add some pictures and to spice this up so the world knows what you're doing, that you're open for business. So that's how you do your blog posts. You could delete them or you could also unpublish them, I think, too, so that they're no longer public. Excuse me. That's how you get to the blog. Embeds is a really cool area again. So where are we? It's easy to get lost here. Web IDX, KV Core dashboard, web embeds. What are embeds? Embeds mean putting the content from your website onto exterior websites. Where would you do this? Maybe you have a separate WordPress blog you like using. I have a photography page, so I actually hadn't thought of it before, but that could be a fine place maybe for me to put in a little real estate search button. I do my nature photography. It's my great passion in life and really gets me outside. So I could certainly add one of these widgets. So widgets are, this is a link back to your main website. This is a downloadable graphic. So if you right click on the QR code, you can copy the image, you can save it to your desktop. After you save it, you could certainly just print it out. You can make flyers by copying and pasting this widget into Microsoft Word, into Google Documents, and all that good stuff for your flyers. You can create listing QR codes for separate properties, although at EXP we should be primarily only be promoting our own and our brokerage's listings. So the QR code is a great way of sending people to your website to generate some traffic. But these, so if we start kind of going, let me try to magnify this screen a little bit. Hopefully it's a little bigger. So if we go down on the embeds, we have this property search widget, which should appear. Let's see if it gives us a preview here. This is what it looks like. So this can go on any external website. You would just copy and paste. Here's a full size and here's a smaller version of it as well. So you just grab that. You could maybe email it out to your local chamber of commerce if they were so willing to feature a home search for your services on their website. I might ask my good friends at Parsippany Area Chamber of Commerce what I can do with that. So that's your property search widget there, and here's they both look the same to me, full size and small, but I'm sure they appear differently elsewhere. Your website widget has a little more of an interactive feel too, which is maybe even better yet. It's a little larger potentially, but let's see if I zoom out if we can see a little bit more of this. So that has a search by MLS number, a map search, and a quick search functionality as well, and the website widget. Looks like it's for home search though. I don't see a sell tab on that, but the seller valuation, last but not least, is down here. So that's just this really cool instant home valuation. It's just a button, an interactive button. So here's how you grab that. If you were making a landing or squeeze page elsewhere, you could pull in all of these cool embeds and have the functionality of your KV Core website on external pages. Maybe you've got a small business or your family does. This could be a way of incorporating your the functionality of your website, the CMA, and the property search on external websites. And if we click on widgets, this seems to take a moment to load on my website. Again, the widgets are these areas above testimonials right now. This is the hero template. Perhaps a different template to organize stuff differently. So these are listing carousels, testimonial, and then we have our widgets. These are kind of interactive buttons that can move around that you can configure. Those are over here. So you can, this is easy to do and they're easily replaced. So if I click on clear website content, see if anything has changed by default. This gets a little tricky to see this in real time. So this is our default widget view for KV Core, and you can see I've customized it. I didn't really want it to appear this way on my website. There is custom coding that can really change things around on KV Core, but I think that there's a lot of great functionality we can do Take your time. You don't have to be a website editor. Enjoy the experience. Take your time with these customizations. So for example, if I only, so you have my homepage widgets here. I actually do not see the remove widget button. I don't even know where you would find that here, but anyways, if you don't see a widget on your website that you want to be up here or featured, first you click add here, and that brings it over to this area. This is kind of your menu of sorts. So let's say I click on the, this is actually how I like to set it up. I like to select the add homepage widget. So append will add it to its current layer. It means add to. But if I click on the replace, let's see what happens. Internet's a little slow. So I have replaced that basic widget with just what's my home worth. And we know that listings are typically very, very desirable as realtors. I love working with buyers and sellers just as much, but listings are certainly competitive, so that could be a way of enticing people to click on that home valuation when they land on your website. My preference personally is I like to put the home worth and just listed. So I'm going to append that. I'm going to have both of these widgets towards the top of my KV Core website, and that's how I do that. We're going to refresh the page, and so that is what we're looking at. So I know that was quite a bit of information. The site editor, honestly, is an area that I have not done a whole lot with. I can show you what happens when you click on it. And to me, it just appears where by default that we can edit some of the text and verbiage maybe on these widgets. Looks like that can be customized. That can be a good feature. And we can also add text below this. We can add captioning. We can add different pictures to this upper widget area of our website. Does not seem that we can customize the area in our listing carousels, however, so I think that those are a priority part of my website. So again, I don't do a whole lot with the that was the sorry, I easily get lost here. That was the site editor area of my website in IDX, where you can change some of that widget portion of your website. So if there's different words you want to use or different pictures, that's your time to do so. So you have your widgets here again in this area. What else do I do? We've looked at many of the customizations I've done on my own website. I don't think there's a whole lot else I actually really do here. Gonna wrap this up. Okay, so if you were a member of a team, you may have some different options here than a solo agent as well. You can and should have that viewed up top, but we are going to wind this video down. I know this is a lot of information. It can feel overwhelming. This should always be a living and breathing work in progress. Remember that Rome most likely was not built in one day, so your custom KV Core website does not have to be built in one day. I recommend, I've showed you in a video before that to activate your free KV Core website, we're paying for it within our $85 monthly fee, which is a bargain. Again, this is at least a $400 monthly value with the KV Core website at EXP. You do so under the EXP Enterprise Optional Services tab to opt in. So you have to opt in for Inside Real Estate to build out your KV Core website and to pull it from your MLS. Let's back out of this particular view here. This is again that website editor view. I'm digressing here. So Takes time. You don't have to do everything in one day. I certainly have some more work to do on my website. Check out, I have to update social media links and good stuff like that. I want to embed more of my YouTube library. You might want to do this. A good practice could be scheduling with yourself to work on your website once a week or every 2 weeks could be a great practice, and it's a good skill as well to be updating your website. It's meant to be user friendly. It's not meant to be scary. You're probably not going to delete your whole website. It's not likely to happen. So, if there were questions on today's video that I can try to answer for you, leave them in the comments below, reach out to me, or if you're interested in onboarding with eXp Realty and learning more about the tools we have here, I am very excited to do that. I love giving my time and expertise to my mentees, my business strategies. Text or call me at 973-727-2037. At this point, Dave Blinder for New Jersey Real Estate Training and licensed agent at eXp Realty signing off. Don't forget to subscribe.